Cattail Marsh behind the south field in the dawn. Red traveled on blackbirds calling back and on. Brown velvet heads above the standing water clear. Best bird concert any morning of the year. Grandpa walked the marsh edge every April through. Said the cattails tell you what the seasons do. Cattail Marsh Morning, make rice fields, red attaches soul and the reed. Everything the marsh provides is everything you need. Cattail Marsh Morning, make rice velvet heads above. Best watercolor painting of the land we love. Rinsed of cattail pollen and the morning squeeze the pollen out. Wet traveled of strip we clear, set the cattail head and squeeze the pollen out. Set the yellow stuff is what the fishing's about. Dusted on the water and the bluegill come. Best fishing trick from the marsh and then some. And the fluff came loose and filled the air. Best natural pillow stuffing anywhere. Cattail Marsh Morning, main rides feeds, red attaches soul and the reed. Everything the marsh provides is everything you need. Cattail Marsh Morning, main rides velvet heads above. Best watercolor painting of the land we love. The marsh provides if you know how to read. The cattail pollen and the bird and the seed. A whole economy running on its own, right behind the field my grandfather has shown. Cattail Marsh Morning, main rides V's, red attaches soul and the reed. Everything the marsh provides is everything you need. Cattail Marsh Morning, main rides velvet heads above. Best watercolor painting of the land we love. In a lunch pail hanging on the barn nail every morn. Best lunch system since this farm was born. Biscuit and the fat bag and a jar of tea. Said the dinner pail is where the noon must be. Mama'd pack it before the rooster crowed. Daddy'd take it to the field and to the road. Dinner pail, lunch, fry, biscuit on the go. Best packed lunch any farm worker knows. Dinner pail, lunch, fry, loose, tin and tight and true. Everything to get you through the afternoon. Then on trends to bake Tim's get up and city to sing. He'd open it at noon beside the fence post shade. Set the pail and think about the morning made. The biscuit still soft in the wax paper wrap. The tea still cold in the mason jar cap. Said this is better than any restaurant I know. The food tastes like the morning and the show. Dinner pail, lunch, fry, biscuit on the go. Best packed lunch any farm worker knows. Dinner pail, lunch, fry, was tin and tight and true. Everything to get you through the afternoon. Came home each evening and was washed and set back on the nail before the children met. The morning and the nail was all the order Mama needed in her farm recorder. Dinner pail, lunch, rye, biscuit on the go. Best packed lunch any farm worker knows. Dinner pail, lunch, rye, was tin and tight and true. Everything to get you through the afternoon. Stream cold as January snow, wild brook trout in the shadow and the flow. Daddy built his own rod from the split bamboo. Said the best fly rod is the one you do. Cast upstream and let the dry fly drift below. Best fishing on the mountain in the neon flow. Fly fishing the cove, rias bamboo and the line, reading every kern on the mountain. Fly fishing the cove, upstream, cast and wait. Wild brook trout rise into the bait. stream stops Gaxty bouts to claim drill every night with the Ree and never brutal Jane. Brew stream and never grew past 8 inches long, but the origin of them was a different song. Said the mountain trout is the wildest thing with more than any other offering. Catch and release was always Daddy's way. Said let the wild thing go another day. Fly fishing the cove, ice bamboo and the line, reading every current of the mountain. Fly fishing the cove, upstream cast and wait, wild brook trout rise into the bait. He passed the bamboo rod to me before he went. Said treat the cove with everything you meant by gentle and release and reading right. The cove will give you brook trout your whole life. Fly fishing the cove, ice bamboo and the line, reading every current on the mountain. Fly fishing the cove, upstream cast and wait, wild brook trout rise into the bait. Sorrel growing in the shady creek bankside. Grandpa taught us which green stems to guide. Pull the stem and chew the sour and clean. Best mouth for fresh that the creek bank seen. Said his grandfather called it sour grass in the field. Best free snack the shady creek could yield. Sourgrass chewing, lid blues, bee stem between the teeth. Best sour flavor from the creek beneath. Sourgrass chewing, ridlop, shady bank and cool. Best thing any creek walk could school. Clover leafed and low along the mossy stone. Always found it growing there alone. The lemon flavor woke you up at noon. Better than in anything from any spoon. It's to know your plants, and the land provide the treat everywhere you walk, beneath your feet. Sourgrass chewing, leg blue, bee stem between the teeth. Best sour flavor from the creek beneath. Sourgrass chewing, ridlop, shady bank and cool. Best thing any creek walk could spool. My grandkids looked at me like I'd gone wrong when I pulled the sourgrass stem along. Said just try it, and before I knew, all four of them were chewing sourgrass too. Sourgrass chewing, leg blue, bee stem between the teeth. Best sour flavor from the creek beneath. Sourgrass chewing, ridlop, shady bank and cool. Best thing any creek walk could spool. Full moon over the Fodder Barn in October cold. Barn owl hunting in the silver and the old. Wide wings crossing the field without a sound. Best silent hunter built for a mile around. Daddy watching from the porch with his coffee clear. Said the owl moon only comes once a year. Fodder Barn Owl Moon, he bursts for white wings in the night. Silent over everything beneath the light. Fodder Barn Owl Moon, he October full and round. Best hunting the moon this county ever found. Barn owl moon of quarter back and forth above the grass, reading every mouse track as they pass. Then fold and drop like gravity decided. Said nature's hunting is the most provided. We watched an hour till the cold pushed us in. Said that's the finest television. Fodder Barn Owl Moon, he bursts to our wings in the night. Silent over everything beneath the light. Fodder Barn Owl Moon, Eve, October full and round. Best hunting moon this county ever found. When the children ask me what I've seen that's great, I don't mention cities or any state. I say a barn owl hunting in the October full. That's the finest sight the white wings in the night, silent over everything beneath the light. Fodder Barn Owl Moon, leave October full and round, best hunting moon this county ever found. Sourwood trees turning red before the rest and fall, best early fall color on the ridge and wall. Every September sour will leave the change, setting the whole ridge top on her orange range. Grandma said the sourwood tells you fall is coming before the other trees have started from. Sourwood Ridge Walk, her boss right before the rest, best mid early fall color on the crest. Sourwood Ridge Walk, her back October's not yet here, but the sourwood turns and fall is drawing near. Into leaves go scarlet while the maples still are green, best contrast on the ridge that's ever seen. Walk the ridge line when the sourwood starts to turn, said there's nothing that the sourwood doesn't earn. In the summer it's the bees and in the fall the red. Everything the sourwood is deeply fed. And Sourwood Ridge Walk, right from October's not yet here, but the sourwood turns and fall is drawing near. Sourwood Ridge Walk, rise right before the rest, best mid early fall color on the crest. Sourwood Ridge Walk, right from October's not yet here, but the sourwood turns and fall is drawing near. I know the season by the sourwoods from the hill, before the almanac could tell me what's the bill. The ridge itself, if you're paying right, the sourwood turns and fall comes into light. Sourwood Ridge Walk, right for October's not yet here, but the sourwood turns and fall is drawing near. Greg Jester mother's spinning Jenny in the loom mold, said she spun the wool to keep the family from the cold. 8 spindles going at a time, she'd run, said I can do the work of 8 in one. The wool came off the sheep and through her hands, and the thread that built this family's plans. Spinning Jenny tells now leave 8 spindles in the row, and everything this family wore began its show. Spinning Jenny tells now break shoes mother's art, turning raw fleece into the county's heart. Pouring suture catch, she caught fleece in the morning before the light, spin it in the afternoon and by the night. Had enough for the loom, start the cloth, said the Jenny and the loom are both part of the same homework. From sheep to shirt, nothing in this life is without its worth. Spinning Jenny tells now leave 8 spindles in the row, everything this family wore began its show. Spinning Jenny tells now break choose mother's art, turning raw fleece into the county's heart. Pouring to cash, the Jenny sits in the corner of my house today, said I keep it running in my own small way. 6 yards of wool cloth off the loom last year, enough for 2 good vests to make it clear. Spinning Jenny tells now break choose mother's art, turning raw fleece into the county's heart. Pouring to cast iron spider skillet from the 18 Grizzlies year, Best piece of equipment on the farm here. Mama's corn dodgers inspired her every morning. Said the season had been built up since before I was born. Handed down through 5 generations, sure. Said the cast iron knows everything is pure. Corn dodger cast iron remake was spider on the stove. Best breakfast skillet any farmer drove. Corn dodger cast iron give a season black and rye, cooking for the family from the morning light. Promised to continue to family, cause she'd never would shin. She'd never wash it with the soap and never would. Said soap strips the seasoning from the good. Wipe it with the salt and oil and fire. Said that's the cast iron care you require. 3 generations of the same black pan. Best kitchen inheritance in any plenty. Corn dodger cast iron, cause she'd never would. Gently soothing spider on the stove. Best breakfast skillet any farmer drove. Corn dodger cast iron gave a season black and rye, cooking for the family from the morning light. When I got married, she handed me the pan. Said this goes to the first child in the clan, who promises to use it every week and never put it in the dishwasher creek. Corn dodger cast iron, cause she'd never would. Chippy spider on the stove. Best breakfast skillet any farmer drove. Corn dodger cast iron every season black and rye, cooking for the family from the morning. Sunday cornbread in the iron skillet baked. Best thing any Sunday kitchen ever made. Grease the pan and pour the batter in the heat. Let it rise round the edges in the beat. 20 minutes and the crust goes golden brown. Best Sunday smell in any county town. Cornbread skillet Sunday under verse full crust and crumb. Everything the Sunday afternoon has come. Cornbread skillet Sunday under verse full, golden in the pan. Simple as the county and the farming man. Daddy said his mama made it every week. Same skillet and the same old streak of grease around the edge before the pour. Said that seasoning is what the skillet's for. Cut it in the wedges at the table round. Best Sunday afternoon that we have found. Cornbread skillet Sunday under verse fruit. Everything the Sunday afternoon has come. Cornbread skillet Sunday under verse for golden in the pan. Simple as the county and the farming man. The skillet makes a sound when you tap the side, a hollow ring that says the cornbread's inside. Done and ready and as good as life allow. In the simple county, underneath the boughs. Cornbread skillet Sunday under verse full crust and crumb. Everything the Sunday afternoon has come. Cornbread skillet Sunday under verse full, golden in the pan. Simple as the county and the farming man. Dogwood blooming white in April's second week. Then the cold snaps back and the farmers see their sweet potatoes back inside the shed, set away for the Dogwood Winter to be dead. Grandpa said 4 cold snaps come after the last frost. Said ignore them at the garden's cost. Dogwood Winter roots cold snap in the bloom. fooling everybody in the room. Dogwood Winter have waited out and then plant your garden after the cold snaps in. Crocus Winter, dressed with blackberry winter after that. Whippoorwill Winter and the linsey woolsey flat. Said count the cold snaps and the last one through is the linsey woolsey and then you're due for the real planting season to begin. Grandpa's calendar written on his skin. Dogwood Winter of cold snap in the bloom. Fall spring fooling everybody in the room. Dogwood Winter have waited out and then plant your garden after the cold snaps end. The old said Amers named the cold snaps one by one. Said God put them there for a reason done, to tell the gardener not to rush the season. Patience is the planting year's best reason. Dogwood Winter rubs cold snap in the bloom. Fall spring fooling everybody in the room. Dogwood Winter have waited out and then plant your garden after the cold snaps in. Freshwater mussels in the river shallow still, best shelling day below the mill. Grandpa waiting barefoot on the gravel barn, said the mussels tell you how the water are. Found 'em by the channel in the deeper slow, best pearl mussel beds the county knows. River mussel shelling grease waiting in the flow, finding what the river bottom has to show. River mussel shelling grease rust purple on the inside, best mother of pearl from the river's tide. From a shell when I was young, said the mussel button has a different song. The plastic kind that nobody takes care. Shell button on a shirt is something rare, drilled and polished on the turning wheel, best used for the river mussels deal. River mussel shelling grease waiting in the flow, finding what the river bottom has to show. River mussel shelling grease purple on the inside, best mother of pearl from the river's tide. The mussel beds are mostly gone from here, cleaner water bringing them back clear. Said if you let the river breathe again, the mussels will return to the gravel then. River mussel shelling grease waiting in the flow, finding what the river bottom has to show. River mussel shelling grease purple on the inside, best mother of pearl from the river's tide. Livestock auction every Friday at the ring. Farmers bringing calves and everything. Auctioneers chant running fast as rain, best entertainment on the farming lane. Dad'd bring a calf and stay to see it through, said you learn the market from the ones who knew. Oh, auction bonds, rider, rebounds, ring and chanting bid, best education any farming family did. Auction bonds, rider, rebounds, cattle in the ring. Every hand that rises is a county thing. Old man Watkins bid against himself one time, nodding at his own knot on the dime. Auction mill said sold to the man on the right, Watkins looked around and said, well, alright. Said he'd been so long he lost the track. Best auction story that the county has back. Auction barn, fighter, rebounds, ring, enchanting bid. Best education any farming family did. Auction barn, fighter, rebounds, cattle in the ring. Every hand that rises is a county thing. The smell of hay and cattle and the sawdust floor clung to you from Friday to the Sunday more. Said you could tell who'd been to market by the scent. The auction barn went with you where you went. Auction barn, Friday, reverse ring, enchanting bid. Best education any farming family did. Auction barn, Friday, reverse cattle in the ring. Every hand that rises is a county thing. September harvest moon, coming orange up the ridge. Biggest moon the county's seen above the bridge. Farmers working late 'cause the moon lets them light enough to load the wagon at the helm. Daddy said the harvest moon is God's extension of the working day beyond the normal mention. Harvest moon, rise here at the stops orange on the hill. Working in the moonlight gives the farmers fill. Harvest moon, rise here at the stem are giving more. Like to finish everything before the floor. Meekino belongs to Fido. The corn came in by moonlight on that year. Said the late corn saved us all, it's clear. Without the harvest moon standing to the nine, the last load would have waited for the shine of morning, and the dew would have gotten through. Said the moon worked overtime just for you. Harvest moon, rise here at the stops orange on the hill. Working in the moonlight gives the farmers fill. Harvest moon, rise here at the stem are giving more. Like to finish everything before the floor. They say the harvest moon stays level in the sky, barely sets before the next moon's high. 3 nights of that orange glow on the grain is the farmer's best friend at September's lane. Harvest moon, rise here at the stops orange on the hill. Working in the moonlight gives the farmers fill. Harvest moon, rise here at the stem are giving more. Like to finish everything before the floor. Music revival in the hayfield when the church burned down. Best thing that ever happened in this town. Round bell setting rows for the congregation. Flatbed truck became the pulpit in its station. Sky for the ceiling and the stars for the dome. Best church this county ever called its home. In the new church will rise, let's slope into the sky. Best revival any county going by. Hey, Bale Church alive, let me do it in the word. Best preaching in the open ever heard. 300 people on the bales in the summer heat. Said the Lord don't need a roof to make it neat. Preacher said the apostles had no building fine, just the open air and the bread and wine. 2 weeks of revival in the harvest field. Best congregation at the summer eagle. In the new church revive, best slope into the sky. Best revival any county going by. Hey, Bale Church alive, stop a dude in the word. Best preaching in the open never heard. When the new church was finally built and done, some members said they missed the old one. Said there was something holy in the hay. That the new building has a match today. In the new church revived, let's slope into the sky. Best revival any county going by. Hey, Valley. Hey, Bale Church relives, left a dude and the word. Hey, word. Best preaching in the open never heard. On the back, pasture tower tall, pumping water for the cattle through the fall. Said the wind works for free if you let it turn. Best kind of labor that you'll ever learn. Blade spinning in the northwest afternoon, water filling the stock tank by the moon. Windmill Water reviewing does all the work. Best pumping system any farmer doesn't shirk. Windmill Water reviews, tank is running full. Nothing but the breeze and the natural pull. Daddy climbed it twice a year to oil the top. Said the windmill needs its tenon or it'll stop. The fantail turning to face the wind just right. Automatic and faithful day and night. Even in the summer when the creek went dry, the windmill kept the cattle through July. Windmill Water refueling does all the work. Best pumping system any farmer doesn't shirk. Windmill Water reviews, tank is running full. Nothing but the breeze and the natural pull. They put an electric pump beside the well last spring. Said it's more reliable as a thing. But when the power goes out in the winter storm, the windmill keeps on turning in its form. Windmill Water reviewing does all the work. Best pumping system any farmer doesn't shirk. Windmill Water reviews, tank is running full. Nothing but the breeze and the natural. Church. Boys in the woods building their bark hut all day. Best construction project any summer day. Slabs of cedar bark propped against the pole. Said we need 4 walls and a roof for the toll. The whole afternoon went into the build. Best boyhood architecture in the field. Bark hut boys read bark seed building in the wood. Making someone shelter than's and good. Bark hut boys read bark seed building in the wood. Cedar's love and pole. Best summer project feeding every soul. Woo! Woo! Nobody told them how the bark hut should be made. They figured out the angle and the trade. Said if the roof slopes right in, the rain runs down. Best natural engineer in the town. They slept one night inside it with their bags. Woke up dry and proud without the drags. Bark hut boys read by me building in the wood. Making some of the shelter than's and good. Bark hut boys read by me building in the wood. Learn something that the classroom never could. The fit of bark against the pole and rain. His physics and his patience and his plane. Bark hut boys read by me building in the wood. Making some of the shelter than's and good. Bark hut boys read by me building in the wood. Cedar's love and pole. Best summer project feeding every soul. Rotten log, jewel glowing in the dark of the October wood. Foxfire bioluminescence doing what it should. Green Agedalian ghostly light along the forest floor. Said Grandma, what on earth is that and more? Said son, that's Foxfire, and it's been here all along. The fungus makes the light without a song. Foxfire wood. Riding log, doing what the fungus could. Foxfire Glow, revising green against the dark. Best natural wonder in October's park. Beather the axe, has seen it his whole life in the timber stand. Said his grandfather used it to understand the direction he was going in the dark. Said Foxfire glows on the north side of the bark. Miners used to put it on the camps below. Said the foxfire lights the tunnel with its glow. Foxfire Glow, it eyes me ghostly in the wood. The rotting log, doing what the fungus could. Foxfire Glow, revising green against the dark. Best natural wonder in October's park. Every October when the nights turn cold and clear, I walk the timber, looking for it here. That cold green light on the rotting floor is the county's oldest lantern to adore. Foxfire Glow, he eyes me ghostly in the wood. The rotting log, doing what the fungus could. Foxfire Glow, revising green against the dark. Best natural wonder in October's park. Yeah, the daddy under the tractor with his grease rag and light said a farmer is a mechanic from morning to night. Every breakdown in the field is his to fix. No dealer 30 miles away in the mix. Learn to read a machine like a person's face. Said every sound tells you what's out of place. And the grease rag mechanic codifies under every hood, fixing what the factory said only they could. Grease rag mechanic could wrench and rag and grease. Best self-battalion is its own kind of peace. Then the old Oliver tractor broke a governor's spring. Said I'll order the part or I'll make the thing. Took the spring from a screen door in the shed, shaped it to the fit and got ahead. Said a farm mechanic uses what is there. The parts store is the barn, and everywhere grease rag mechanic under fires under every hood, fixing what the factory said only they could. Grease rag mechanic under fire, wrench and rag and grease. Best self-battalions is its own kind of peace. My son asked me how I learned to fix the thing. Said your grandfather showed me all the springs and the belts and the seals and the valve. Said a farming man is mostly his own sow. Grease rag mechanic under fire under every hood, fixing what the factory said only they could. Grease rag mechanic under fire, wrench and rag and grease. Best self-battalions is its own kind of peace. Worm came off the home hive on a June morning clear, filled the air like a buzzing dark sphere. Strap a wasp circling and land on the oak. Said the swarm is the bees doing as they're spoke. Gentle when the swarming and reduce, no brood to defend. Best time for the beekeeper to tend. Honeybee swarm arrives, cloud above the tree. 30,000 bees looking to be free. Honeybee swarm arrives, let them in a box. Best June morning on the county dock. He took his empty hive box to the swarm below, cut the branch and let 'em in the flow. Most went in and then the rest came after. Said every swarm is a chance at a new chapter. Carried them 100 yards to the new stand. Set them down with a steady hand. Honeybee swarm arrives, cloud above the tree. 30,000 bees looking to be free. Honeybee swarm arrives, land them in a box. Best June morning on the county docks. A swarm means the old hive got too full and strong. That's a problem that beekeepers worked along. Getting free swarm into a new box is like finding gold inside the unlocked. Honeybee swarm arrives, cloud above the tree. 30,000 bees looking to be free. Honeybee swarm arrives, let them in a box. Best June morning on the county docks. Line morning, the gusts running bank to bank. Every hook a question and a thank. Trot line morning, rigorous, pull it hand over hand. Best catfish operation in the land. Trot line with and ride the mobile leaf bully overnight. Catfish on the hooks from the current run. Best protein from the river and the sun. Trot line morning, regress, running bank to bank. Every hook a question and a thank. Trot line morning, regress, pull it hand over hand. Best catfish operation in the land. Waiting to the morning, current cold, so you have to feel the line before it's told. Slack means nothing on that hook tonight. Tight means something fighting for the ride. Pull it smooth and not too fast, or the catfish shakes. Said patience is the whole thing Trot line makes. Trot line morning, regress, running bank to bank. Every hook a question and a thank. Trot line morning, regress, pull it hand over hand. Best catfish operation in the land. The river gives according to the season's mood, and the bait you used and the line subdued. Across the current in the right spot there. That's the trot line farmer's prayer. Trot line morning, regress, running bank to bank. Every hook a question and a thank. Trot line morning, regress, pull it hand over hand. Best catfish operation in the land. Husking Bee at the old barn come November 1st. Best county strutted gathering to quench the harvest thirst. Corn piled mountain high upon the husking floor. Neighbors coming in from every road and more said, find a red ear and you kiss who's near. Best tradition in the harvest of the year. Corn husking bee, I breathe, everybody husk. Working through the evening into dusk. Corn husking bee, I brow rear, means a kiss. Best harvest game this county never missed. Old Homer found 3 red ears in a row. Said the corn was put there just to show him exactly where he wanted to be sat. Near the widow Jenkins and her welcome hat. The whole barn laughing and the fiddle played. Best husking night in any year made it. Corn husking bee, I breathe, everybody husk. Working through the evening into dusk. Corn husking bee, I brow rear, means a kiss. Best harvest game this county never missed. Got done in half the time with song. When the neighbors gather, nothing takes too long. And the red ears brought a little extra cheer to every husking bee throughout the year. Husking bee, I breathe, everybody hustle. Working through the evening into dusk. Corn husking bee, I brow rare, means a kiss. Best harvest game this county never missed. Free time to chicken stuffed with fresh wheat straw every fall. Grandma said the harvest sleeps with us all. Rustled every time you move through the night, so the straw tick is the country's right. Refilled each September from the threshing floor, best mattress that the harvest floor had for. Straw tick mattress, seed drops sprinkle in the night, sleeping in the harvest feels exactly right. Straw tick mattress, seed grabs fresh from the threshing floor. September, sleeping is what the straw was for. By February, when the straw packed flat, Daddy had more on top to fix just that. Said a good straw tick needs the occasional fill, same way a marriage needs its goodwill. Come spring, they'd empty out and wash the tick, sun dry it on the fence and refill its slick. Straw tick mattress, seed drops sprinkle in the night, sleeping in the harvest feels exactly right. Straw tick mattress, seed drops fresh from the threshing floor. September, sleeping is what the straw was for. My grandmother said she slept on straw her whole life long, said she never needed anything more strong than a fresh tick in September and a quilt to sleep the finest sleep that life has built. Straw tick mattress, seed drops fresh from the threshing floor. September, sleeping is what the straw was for. Grandpa get the flint and striker in his hunting bag. I said matches fail when the weather turns to drag. Showed me how to curl the char cloth in the steel, strike the spark and nurse the coal until you feel the tinder bundle catching from the ember small. Best survival skill against the fall. A tinder bundle cleanse. Flint and steel fire is sparking to the char, making fire from nothing. LRFs, which is all we are. Flint and steel fire, Aries, but tinder bundle glow. Best old twinnering turry skill that every camper knows. It his grandfather made fire this way all the time. Before the friction match, you come to climb the way of life on the frontier and the ridge, depending on the flint beside the bridge. I practiced it 100 times to get it right. Said patience makes the fire in the night. Flint and steel fire, sparking to the char, making fire from nothing. LRF, which is all we are. Flint and steel fire, Aries, but tinder bundle glow. Best old twinnering turry skill that every camper knows. When the matches are all gone and the lighters dry and the rain has been falling on the sky, the flint and steel will still make fire true. Said that knowledge belongs only to you. Flint and steel fire, it's sparking to the char, making fire from nothing. LRF's rich is all we are. Flint and steel fire, Aries, but tinder bundle glow. Best old twinnering turry skill that every camper knows. Wild ginger in the hollow under the bee-shade glow. Best buy spent in the county that the hollows show. Harping that leaves in the deep April damp. Grandma finding it below the rocky ramp. Dry the roots and grated it for winter use. Best pot spice with the applesauce and juice. Wild ginger rutabagas, hollow and the shade. Best spice from the forest floor made. Wild ginger rutabagas, dried and put away, flavoring the winter every holiday. Said the old Cherokee taught her grandmother where to find the wild ginger in the hollow air. Said this plant has a medicine and flavor too, and the knowledge of it comes right through. She'd never take but a third of any patch. Said leave the rest to grow into a tad. Wild ginger rutabagas, hollow and the shade. Best spice from the forest floor made. Wild ginger rutabagas, dried and put away, flavoring the winter every holiday. passed through women's hands the most. Oh! The plant names and the medicine of the post. Oh! What the forest offers to the one who looks is older than the writing in the book. Wild ginger rutabagas, hollow in the shade, best spice from the forest floor made. Wild ginger rutabagas, dried and put away, flavoring the winter every holiday. Oh, oh, oh. Hey. Picket line stretch between two trees for the horse. Best overnight camping system on the course. You don't need a barn when the weather's right. Picket line in a bucket for the night. Grandpa picketed his horse on the hunting trip. Sit a good horse on the picket, needs just the grip. Oh, oh, picket line rewrote between the trees, or settled in beneath the canopy. Oh, picket line rewrote overnight in the wood. Horse camped and done the way it always should. Oh, oh. Picket lines to flip, he'd stake the line at chest height on the horse, far enough apart to keep the grazing course. Water bucket hung from the line above, said treat your horse like something that you love. Come morning, he was always fed and rested right. Said the picket line looked after him, that's good he was in the night. Oh, oh, picket line rewrote between the trees, or settled in beneath the canopy. No picket line rewrote overnight in the wood. Horse camped and done the way it always should. The horseback trip across the county takes 3 days. If the picket line made it in the old Ontario ways. Before the trailer and the ramp and road, the picket line was all the horses aboard. Oh, picket line rewrote between the trees, or settled in beneath the canopy. No picket line rewrote overnight in the wood. Horse camped and done the way it always should. Hey! Root cellar tato in the pot before the noontane. Best winter soup that any kitchen knew. Mama peeled and cued them in the morning cold. Said potato soup is the oldest story told. Onion, the butter, and the cream poured in. Best bowl of warmth when the cold begins. Hey, potato soup, wintry out, creamy in the bowl. Best thing going when the cold wind takes its toll. Potato soup, wintry out, roots settled to the stove. Simple county supper from the potato trove. Cheat at the cheese if the weather hit below. Said extra warmth when the temperature goes low. Cornbread on the side made in the iron pan. Best winter supper in this county's plan. Said this soup has fed this family through every January and every February through. Potato soup, wintry got creamy in the bowl. Best thing going when the cold wind takes its toll. Potato soup, wintry got roots settled to the stove. Simple county supper from the potato trove. The simplest food tastes best when the coal is mean. Potato soup in February is what I mean. Nothing fancy and nothing out of reach, just a root cellar doing what it teaches. Breed potato soup, wintry doubts, creamy in the bowl. Best thing going when the cold wind takes its toll. Potato soup, wintry doubts, root cellar to the stove. Simple county supper from the potato trove. Rye grass seaweed on the October field so green. Best winter covers crop this land has seen. Said the rye holds the soil through the January rain and seam, then feeds the ground for the spring planting gain. By March the meadows emerald in the frost. Best evidence of nothing ever lost. Rye grass Grass Meadow, Rye Vigil breeze, green against the snow, something growing even in the cold below. Rye Grass Meadow, Rye Vigil blues, holding what the earth has built up through a season's given worth. The cattle come out to graze the early green, best spring tonic that the cows have seen, working the rye down before the corn goes in. Grandma call it the beginning of begin, turn it under when the spring comes right. Said the rye feeds the corn through the night. Rye Grass Meadow, Rye Vigil blues, green against the snow, something growing even in the cold below. Rye Grass Meadow, Rye Vigil blues, holding what the earth has built up through a season's given worth. Every farmer ought to plow the winter cover so the soil needs protecting over. The off-forts when the sun is gone, the ryegrass keeps the work going on. Rye Grass Meadow, Rye Vigil blues, green against the snow, something growing even in the cold below. Rye Grass Meadow, Rye Vigil blues, holding what the earth has built up through a season's given worth. Beeswax in the double boiler clear, best candle pheasant season of the year. Cotton wick on a stick, dipped slow and right, building up the layers in the autumn light. Grandma made a batch of 20 every fall, said the beeswax burns cleaner than them all. Beeswax candle dipping a revive, golden in the pot, 20 dips to get the taper that you've got. Beeswax candle dipping a revive, honey smelling light, best candle on the table any winter night. The smell of melted beeswax filled the whole back room, like the hive itself had moved into the bloom. Each dip must cool before the next goes through, said Russian makes a bumpy candle true. By afternoon the tapers hung in pairs to dry, best winter light beneath the November sky. Yeah, beeswax candle dipping a revine's golden in the pot, 20 dips to get the taper that you've got. Beeswax candle dipping a revine's honey smelling light, best candle on the table any winter night. A beeswax candle holds the whole summer's worth, from the flower to the hive without a shirk. Grandma said when you light it on the darkest night, you're burning what the August gave to light. Beeswax candle dipping a revine's golden in the pot, 20 dips to get the taper that you've got. Beeswax candle dipping a revine's honey smelling light, best candle on the table any winter night. All these crickets on the port board after dark, best natural music from the field and park. Daddy said you could tell the temperature by counting cricket chirps, as the monitor count them for 14 seconds flat and clear. Add 40 and the Fahrenheit appears. Cricket choir every day beans counting in the dark, best thermometers singing in the park. Cricket choir every day speaks temperature in song. Grandpa's cricket science going right along. Broken step at it against the porch thermometer there, said the crickets hit it almost to a hair. 80 darned degrees by the cricket count, same as what the glass was going to mount. Said God put the temperature in every song, the crickets have been right this whole time long. Cricket choir every day speeds counting in the dark, best thermometers singing in the park. Cricket choir every day speeds temperature in song. Grandpa's cricket science going right along. The August night is warmest in the cricket scale. Every chirp, a tiny piece of the trail.